All right, guys, welcome to another installment of Drop Knowledge. This is our second installment. Today we are going to tackle nutrition. So a lot of questions that we get on a regular basis about what to eat, how to eat, when to eat, what should I do, how to be perfect, all that stuff. We want to address all of it and how you can take some of these rules and principles and just make them work for you, no matter what your fitness goals are. So whether you're a performance athlete, looking to compete at, this is a CrossFit gym, CrossFit, or another sport, or if you're just looking to, get the most out of your health and try and live a balanced lifestyle. So questions that we see all the time, just coming right in, people want to go gung-ho with their exercise routine. What do I eat and where do I start? So what do I eat is a loaded question because I don't know what you eat now, and we'll talk about that. I don't know what you're eating now. It's kind of hard for me just to say just eat this stuff because everyone is a little bit different. There are a lot of other things that take into consideration. And then where do I start? Also, where are you now? Because everyone's starting point is going to be a little different. So those are very important distinctions. So when you're going into a gym, whether it's with us or if you come in here or you're going to another place, try and refrain from those questions. Have some more specifics ready to rock and roll. It's going to help you and it's going to help whoever it is that's helping you achieve your goals, help creating the path. So kind of diving right in with some overarching principles to abide by. The first one, we want to create a healthy relationship with food. So we want to make sure that food is never the enemy. Food is not necessarily a reward or a punishment, or exercise isn't a punishment. That brings us to the next one. So a lot of times you're like, I had a really nasty workout or something like that, so I get to eat this, or I ate this, I had a pint of Ben & Jerry's last night, so now I have to do this extra workout. I would challenge you to not frame food in that way. I challenge you to frame it as nourishment. And there are going to be days where you have some snacks and you don't have a perfect day, but just recognize that it's not a perfect day when you move on. Food is what it is. It nourishes and fuels your body. So it's going to promote exercise. Obviously, CrossFit methodology, we want to keep intake levels to levels that support exercise and not body fat. Can and should taste good. So in personal experience, I had the bodybuilding route for a long time and boiled chicken and broccoli like every day, or a can of tuna fish, and it makes food miserable. You hate eating, you're forcing yourself to eat, calorie consumption super high, and it works, but it's kind of miserable. You create this nasty relationship with food that it becomes a chore and work. It doesn't feel like you're never hungry anymore. Food should taste good. Food should taste good. So make stuff that you like to eat. So season it how you like, use food, seasonings, salt, pepper, eat food that tastes good to you, eat foods you enjoy. Mostly create balance. So you want to make sure that you guys create balance with what you're doing. So make sure you're not ignoring the foods that you really love. And we'll kind of talk about that into the rules. But if you really, really just cannot put down Ben & Jerry's, right? You have Ben & Jerry's every night. I'm not saying that that's ever going to be a prescription that we would recommend, but we can make it work for you in a way that is doesn't make you feel bad about yourself. All right, maybe we limit it. We try not to do it every night, whatever. Those strategies would be something to talk about, which brings us to the last piece is everyone is different. So, using that Ben & Jerry's deal, if someone's hammering a pint of Ben & Jerry's every single night, then change is most likely going to have to be made. But if we can alter that, we can limit it, we can find the best solution for you. So, steps. That brings us to the next piece. So what are the steps? How do you get rolling? So what are your goals? So what do you want to do? Everyone comes in, they want to gain muscle or lose weight, look better in a bathing suit. All those things matter and they're all important, and that's a good place to start. But the next question is, why are those your goals? So if you can't answer that second question, and 99% of the time we get people in the office for a consultation and they give us some great goals and then they go, why are those your goals? And it's like, I don't know, I just want to look better. I appreciate that and I get it, but take some time to think about why your goals are your goals. What will it make you feel like? Why is that important to you? We're going to circle back to why at the very bottom. But if you're watching this video, if you've made it this long, start thinking about your why, because I guarantee the first answer to your question, what are your goals, includes looking better in a bathing suit, wearing a piece of clothing or feeling better in clothing that you haven't worn in a long time, maybe feeling better in the gym, performing in the gym. All those things are great, but we need to know why we want those things in order to really, really get better. The next step, create a path. So back to here, to this question, where do I start? Where are you now? What is your baseline? What are we working with now? So create a path from where you are to where you want to be. And what that includes is, obviously if you work with a coach, that's going to be very helpful. Even someone to work with you with accountability. So having a buddy that you work with to hold you accountable to what you're doing. But a big piece of this, creating a path, is performance-based goals versus outcome-based goals. So example, I want to gain 10 pounds of muscle, right? If I step on the InBody every week and I haven't gained that 10 pounds of muscle, it starts to get frustrating after a while if it's not doing exactly what I want. But if you create some rules for yourself and you do those things every single day, those are performance goals. So you're able to measure your performance. Did I do resistance training 4 days this week? Yes. Did I eat the appropriate amount of protein and not overeat my carbs and fat this week? Yes. Good. Check mark, check mark. You get a check mark for those weeks. If you're constantly trying to find that result, find that outcome, find that result, find that outcome, it adds a lot of stress to the process. In turn, you don't enjoy the process, and that's honestly 90%. We got to enjoy it, because for most of us, unless you're a high-level competitive athlete and this is a short-term thing, this is going to be a way of life. So we're not just doing stuff, I need to lose 20 pounds quick, I need to gain 10 pounds fast. We would like to gain that and keep it, or lose that and keep it off. So in order to do that, we need to create some good life changes that are going to be forever, not just in the short term. The next thing, the big thing, is tracking your food. So, it sucks. It just sucks tracking your food. I get it. It's tough. There's a million apps that make it easier. It's not. Just real talk, as a real person, I know it's not. I know it's not necessarily fun. But, when you get off the potty, you generally wipe your butt. That's not a fun thing. It's just something you have to do, okay? So I'm not saying it's the same thing. But in the beginning, especially, you need to know what's going in. And the more specific we can get with what's going in, the more specific we can put a plan together for you to make some little changes and tweaks. All right? So I made a little continuum. It's really hard to see. I know it's terrible writing and far away, but on one side of the continuum is very simple. Use a note on your phone. One thing you always have with you is your phone. Anytime something goes in, write it down. All right, that's no weighing and measuring. You're just noting every time something goes in. And then on the very far side of the continuum, we have very comprehensive. So using an app, using a scale, weighing your food, planning your food, which planning your food I would plug is super, super important for everyone, even if you're not weighing and measuring it. But weighing and measuring everything is on that more advanced side of the continuum. And it's very doable, and it's a great thing, and I encourage everyone to do that at least for a little bit of time, just so you can create awareness with exactly how much food you're eating. And then be sure of your why. And I wrote down there, it needs to be heavy. So your why needs to be heavy. We'll circle back to Ben & Jerry's, and I use that one not to pick on Ben & Jerry's, but because I love Ben & Jerry's. Cherry Garcia is my jam. So if my why doesn't weigh as much as the enjoyment I get out of eating Ben & Jerry's every night, I'm going to eat Ben & Jerry's every night. So your why needs to outweigh your million reasons not to adhere to your new rules you're setting to, right? If you get level 10 enjoyment from Ben & Jerry's and your why is a level 6, these numbers don't mean anything, this is arbitrary, you're going to eat the Ben & Jerry's every single time. So make sure you guys have a very heavy why and follow these principles. This is not crazy scientific, nor is it complicated, but it's just simple. And simple is rarely easy. It just makes it difficult, so it's all on you. So quick run through, what are your goals? Why are they your goals? Spend time there, don't blow it over. Create a path either with someone, partner, or yourself. Mark it down. What are you gonna do? How are you gonna do it? How are you gonna track it? How can you track your performance over outcomes? Track your food, whether you're doing it simple or comprehensive, anywhere in the middle of that continuum is fine. And then be sure of your why, double check, triple check, make sure it works, make sure it's enough to resist that Ben & Jerry's, insert your whatever your guilty pleasure is there. I hope this helped. I look forward to the next installment of Drop Knowledge, and we'll see you guys soon. Peace.